10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Invictus Gaming's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. FY's turn to pick. Invictus Gaming's turn.
Night Stalker.
Hello and welcome to the International 2017. We got ourselves a match on our hands for group stages for Group B. It is LFY versus Invictus Gaming. I'm Shiva and here with Blitz. Hello.
Hello.
This should be a very exciting match. You have LFY, who has not lost a single game yet, have played 6 games. I do have to mention that the first 2 series they played were against Execration and Hellraisers.
Mm-hmm.
And those are teams that are not expected to do super well, but they also just 2-0'd Virtus Pro.
LFY?
LFY did.
That's right.
Earlier this morning. So that's a bit more of a test, and they made like that was the shortest game. The second game of that series was 15 minutes, shortest game so far of the entire tournament. So they just crushed them. IG has played 4 games so far. They have played Newbie and Digital Chaos. Newbie they tied with, and Digital Chaos they were able to 2-0. But I think past results in this tournament don't matter that much. You got 2 teams that have faced each other so often.
Yeah.
In the past.
I mean, this one as well, probably this tournament, the first day, probably means very little.
Yeah.
Because you can just have like one bad day, which a lot of teams did, and, you know, then it just like, it snowballs out of control, and suddenly you're 0-4. Some teams will go 4-0, and it'll start to even out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games. What is it? Like 9 teams per group, so you play 8 games by 2, 16 games.
Yep.
You start 4-0, you could still end up 4-12 easily.
12-4. I mean, you can end up 4-12 as well, but you don't want to do
you
that.
think there's a lot of different, but the thing is, there's a lot of different ways. EU math right there, but there's a lot of different ways it goes. Is like, all I know is never overrate 1 or 2 days of groups, because I remember Secret did that.
Yeah. It's but anything can happen. I mean, there's so many more games to play, and then you just have to hope that you end up in the top 4 and not in the bottom. Which, I think these 2 teams, I mean, they're probably both going to go through fairly easily.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
Because think about it. Okay, let's say IG gets 2-0 here. Suddenly, they're 3-5.
Yeah.
They're behind VP, and they're actually in the lower. Nothing is secured. This group is actually really hotly contested.
I don't say that they're specifically going forward in the upper bracket, but they're going forward regardless.
Who knows?
I don't think they're going to end bottom. That's all I'm saying.
Who knows?
It's true.
I don't think so either, but
there's a lot that can happen.
there's a lot. It's only day 1.
It's only day 1.
It's like when people said, "Oh, LGD looks unstoppable," but they played who'd they play?
Just
they played Empire. Their wins were Empire, Fnatic, and Secret.
Yeah.
So they weren't hotly contested teams, right? And then they ran into IGV, who played EG and Liquid, and IGV were 1-3, and IGV stomped them.
Yeah.
So it's like your competition matters too, like who you played, how hard your road was so far. Because IG, who have they played so far?
IG have played Newbie and DC. Newbie they tied with, and DC they 2-0'd.
Yeah, exactly. So they 2-0 DC, which they should. Newbie is a very good team. They split 1-1, no shame in that.
I always think that when 2 Chinese teams meet each other, they have... You got like an entire different game in front of you because they know
Yes.
each other so well. These players know each other so well. And actually the record of these two teams facing each other, which they have done quite a bit, is IG won most. Every time there was a series that at least had more than one game, they won regardless. There was a couple of best of ones that LFY won, but IG coming out on top on that one.
That's
In the
weird,
past.
especially since I guess I would consider LFY the hotter team coming in,
Yeah, I agree.
but
10 seconds remaining.
it's one of those weird things where it's like you develop an internal meta and sometimes it just doesn't translate. Do you remember it was like it was Fnatic and MVP Phoenix. Those were the two best examples. It was like MVP Phoenix and C were horrible. They lost like everyone, but once they went to international lands, fantastic. I remember Fnatic, they had this like insane streak in C where they just like wouldn't lose games. Same with Faceless. Remember Faceless? They
Faceless and Fnatic.
24-0 in C or something, and then
Yeah.
they just got bodied for like they lost like 12 straight series against Western teams. Like
Yeah.
you don't know those things, you know. Some teams just perform better.
So what do you make of the openings so far? You got Night Stalker and Batrider coming out from LFY, and they also get themselves a Terrorblade on the board with Sand King Lycan, Death Prophet. There's a lot of push in that team.
There is, but TB splits the map like nobody else, and I think LFI so far they've read the situation right. They think to themselves, it's very likely that IG at very minimum have taken 2 cores, and once you take 2 cores and you take the Batrider for yourself, what is really left to counter the TB? Like when you take 2 cores like that, which you maybe could have left the DP pick for a little bit later, but maybe you're afraid that it would be taken from you. But at the same time, when you reveal 2 cores like that, you're liable to just get hit up by that guy.
Would you consider Oracle a counter to Terrorblade?
I would consider an Oracle to counter to Bat
True.
because of the ulti. You just shoop, and shoop de whoop, and it's gone.
Shoop the whoop.
And it's really good with DP and Lycan because you just keep him alive.
Seconds remaining.
Lycan's got a heal, so does Death Prophet. So Oracle just
5 seconds remaining.
it messes with you, Shiver. You get Oracle ulted, and you're attacking some guy that's Oracle ulted, and they've got a heal, and you've got no idea.
That's gonna happen.
You're just like, did we kill him? Did we underkill him? Did we overkill him?
Now, in the past, Oracle was considered to be a discount dazzle, speak of the devil.
Discount death.
And we have not seen Oracle that much. Like, it's only this TI that he's starting to come back a bit. Why is that?
Because I think he was a really mediocre 5 position. Like, this hero needs items.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
He's not very offensive. I know a lot of people will get up in arms and say, but Purifying Flames does damage. Well, at the same time, like, so does... There are a lot of heroes that we talked about. Remember yesterday I was telling you, like, Disruptor's not a hero that works well from behind?
Yeah.
Because you can't really get your ulti off. You need this setup. Oracle's kind of similar in the sense that, like, his team fight is sort of mediocre. If your team gets run over, then your ulti is very... It's whatever, because you're just... Everyone dies
Everybody
anyways.
dies, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're ahead with this hero, it feels incredible. Because you don't know how much damage you're dealing.
All right, so laning focus coming out for IG then, because they want to not get behind. I
Yeah.
mean, that's obviously that speaks for itself, but there's maybe a little bit more pressure there.
I don't know what they're... Okay, so...
They need an XXS hero.
They will take...
They've played a lot of Darkseer, Tidehunter, Legion Commander.
Darkseer's pretty good here.
Tidehunter's already banned.
I will say that IG take Legion.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, that's the hero that XXX grew big on.
Yeah.
5
The signature
seconds
hero for
remaining.
sure.
I'll say IG takes Legion. And if you want like an off-the-wall pick, I used to do this all the time, I would say Axe.
F1.
If you want to be wild.
Maybe they want to be wild. Alright, so LGFY, they got themselves the Night Stalker. We've seen Night Stalker in different roles. Is it a 4 position?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be. Okay,
That right
Shiver,
offline.
last time you guessed the Queen of Pain mid, like 3 picks away. This time, do it again.
For LFY?
Yeah.
I mean, they have still got a lot of bonus time left, so I got some time, I would imagine. We're looking for a superhero?
A superhero.
No, like super is a
I
player
know, but...
that we still like. He has played so many. He's played different heroes every single game so far, so that's difficult to
A
predict.
superhero.
Invictus Gaming.
And DK, now Medusa. They played Medusa earlier today. That was actually the game that they played against Virtus Pro where they lost all their lanes but still ended up winning in the end. But they did lose their lanes, and that was one of the first weaknesses that they kind of showed so far. Obviously, they still won, so
They have
you know.
team fight. You have team fight.
Yeah.
So Legion or Axe?
Legion
What's my
Axe.
call? Darkseer would be
see.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
Because you could just Darkseer Ion Shell plus Surge the Sand King for.
And I guess Terrorblade, I mean, he's got tons of armor.
Yeah.
So if you have Darkseer against him, you can actually harass him quite a bit in the lane.
But I just like Legion because I think it's another way to get rid of the bad ulti.
It's good for illusions too.
Yeah.
Kill illusions fast. And
Oh!
you were way too happy about that.
Well, I always love because getting picks is like it's shit.
It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
That's true. I agree with that.
One. Do you see like 4 Lycans?
No. Do you see 4 Lycans? I see multiple bat. Oh no, I don't have that.
What the?
I can look on.
Yeah, my Bat Rider is also like.
screen.
There's 2 different. There's like it's like a clockwork head for Bat Rider. That's so cool. Do you see that?
You see the default model, and cause that's the one that he has.
Ah, yeah, that's awesome.
That's the set he has, and you see basically both models.
What?
It's
Help.
it's a little bit of a visual bug, but don't worry, there's still gonna be only one hero in the game. So far though, I mean, which lineup do you like most? You got push coming out from IG. You can deal with the illusions. You got some fight coming out from LFY. Maybe a little bit less synergy, I almost want to say. I kind of like, personally, I like IG a little bit better.
You like IG a little bit? I was just about to ask you that. Independent of
yeah,
the
'cause those-
teams, whose draft do you like better? You say IG?
I would say IGs.
Okay, I will also say IGs. I do like IG's draft a little bit better. I put Gabe on the spot yesterday,
Yeah.
and I was like, Gabe, OG or DC, whose draft do you like better? Regardless of because if you know, a lot of people are just going to say OG because
Yeah, because they're the most likely team to win.
exactly. But he chose DC, which I did as well, and DC ended up winning that.
Nice.
We actually thought that DC was going to 2-0 them because we liked their drafts both times better, but
Didn't they almost 2-0 them?
they blew an 18k lead, Shiver.
Yeah, exactly. So
Bulbo was very... he was in some despair.
I can only imagine. All right, LFY. Actually, let's start with IG because they're on the dire side. We have Maboka playing the Oracle. And Lycan coming out for burning this game. We have OP on the Death Prophet. It feels like they do the charge perfectly timed, but they stopped. Sad. Q will play the Sand King, and last but not least on the side of IG, as we already talked about, a signature hero for XXS. It is Legion Commander. On the bottom lane, it is for LFY Monet. We have got DDC on the Dazzle. We'll have Afu playing the Night Stalker as a roaming 4. Super will play his Medusa, and Bat Rider is taking a trip on the top lane, and he's played by I'm so confused right now. By Q?
The battle begins.
Why am I so confused? That's the wrong team. What am I talking about? Inflame. I'm confused because I can't speak Chinese. That's why.
Shiver, honestly, I don't know what kind of tournament you prepared for, but I've been learning Mandarin for the last 6 years in preparation for stuff like this.
It's Inflame, and Inflame is gonna be in a bit of trouble. He is able to fly over the tree.
But he's in flames right now,
He
Shiver,
is.
so...
He's gonna make sure that the creeps are in flames. He instantly gets the entire creep wave. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
This is probably, offlaner wise anyways, it's like the most common trick to just get a free creep wave so you can get your level 2. So you can jungle if you want, and more importantly for Bat Rider, his level 2 is
Oh,
when he's
Maboka.
useful.
He's gonna get chased down! There's boots on Afu! Nah, never mind. Could have been amazing.
It's all good.
It's all good. Right, so laning wise, how do you feel this is gonna go down?
I feel like the Sand King should have a little bit more impact than this Night Stalker will in the early give. Just because he can harass his mid lane, whereas I don't know if Super plus Monet can do much. Or Super plus Afu, sorry. They can't do much to
Not
OP.
until it's nighttime. Basically. Just wait and just see if you can harass Maboka maybe a bit more.
Wasn't Night Stalker have like a horrible win rate right now? It's like 1 in 8 or something?
I am not entirely sure.
But I gotta figure that one out. I gotta watch more replays.
If you're gonna watch replays of all the games that have been played, good
Yeah.
luck to you, because
I usually try to at least skim through, like
Okay.
at like 8x speed, but Rezo has my laptop. He stole it.
okay. I mean, he is playing right now, so
It's true. Can't really get it back from him right now.
no, he kind of needs it a little bit. Oh no, he has a practice.
He
PC.
doesn't. What does he need it
Never
for,
mind.
Shiver?
He has a practice PC. No, I
Trying to
was
get him to
confused.
steal my stuff.
Oh, this is actually maybe a first blood going away in flame. Burning is actually on fire.
Inflame is a beast. That he was able to get that first blood.
He shouldn't
And-
have been able to get that.
No, that definitely not. Especially since he's just here by himself. Afu was pulling the creep wave. Burning didn't realize that he was going to get double waved under the tower, and that's why it's so important, Shiver, to always push in the waves, because then you can make aggressive moves like that. And that's why it's so important that this Bat Rider gets his level 2, so that he can make plays like that. All of a sudden, you get double waved. You've got like 4 sticky charges on you, and you don't realize that you're taking as much damage as you are. But I mean, definitely a big mistake by Burning. And the worst part about it is that it forced Q all the way up top.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to salvage that situation, right? So he makes his way up the top, tries to do something about it. He's going to go on Inflame, but this shouldn't do anything. This is a
I
Bat
mean,
Rider.
this is actually 3-6. Yeah, he should be fine.
Yeah, they're both fine. One's got a haste. The other can
Firefly
summon... I don't even understand the physics of that, where he summons fire and it pushes him off the ground.
Heat. He floats on the heat waves. His bird is his bat is actually flying on the heat.
I really like, you guys can't see this, but Shiver's doing it with her hands as if to describe it to you, like she's just like, she's miming flying in the air. But no, so far this game has gone quite decent for LFI, considering that I thought that IG would have the better laning start, because I felt like the Sand King could accomplish more, and
Yeah.
as we say that right now in mid lane,
Oh, that is a tricky situation for Super.
I mean, that's what I expected. You
Yeah.
get Spirit Siphon plus Sand King stun, you get chased down, you get Caustic, slow down, easy.
So despite Inflame actually getting a kill top, in terms of levels, he's a bit behind on XSS. XSS is in level 4.
Yeah,
Level 3 for the
it's a
Bat Rider.
Legion. It's a sick Legion game, because if you think about it, they can't pressure him at all. If Night Stalker were to go down there during daytime and slow him, and they get anywhere close to killing him, he just press the attacks and runs away.
Actually, the amount of disables for LFY is scarily low.
Yeah. Remember, we talked about this. You need disables to win Dota.
Yeah, and especially when you're up against a Lycan. How are you gonna stop him? Well, you have. I mean, there's obviously a couple of ways. You got the
Just
lasso
kill him
up
in the laning phase, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. That's one way of doing it for sure.
You got the mid kill, right? You watched that?
Yeah, the end tail of
Nice.
it.
We're gonna miss 0. That's the goal.
The pressure. Well, I had yesterday as a warm up, so I should be okay.
Oh, at bottom, when he's gonna get gone on, they don't have duel, but they're gonna right click him down, do quite a bit.
They got level 2 on overwhelming odds as well. And there's a bit of burst that they can use, and another burst strike actually as well.
Oh, they're getting
Oh, the grave just in time.
scary.
That was very scary. That was very clutch.
Oh. The Caustic also blew up at the last second,
Oh,
and it got him down to 2 health.
I missed that one.
It's okay, he lived.
Yeah, it was.
We're good.
Burning is
Calculated.
is getting chased down again. There's a lot of mana here on Inflames, and there's creeps to tank the tower. There's sticky napalm
Oh, Burning's
charges.
he's like, help!
Yeah, Baboka is here to help out, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Better yet, Baboka is fairly low. And Inflame's like, okay,
Baboka?
I might kill you instead. There's even a Night Stalker coming in, and it is nighttime, so one more hit, boom, down. You didn't get the Lycan, fair enough, but you don't have to dive on their tower, and your health is good. You don't have to go back to base, so they can just stick around and harass.
If you got one more
Lycan a
sticky,
bit
I
more.
think he would have gone for it. But
For
it
a-
actually reset.
For Lycan instead,
Yeah. When it reset, he was like, okay, there's no way.
let's go for the Oracle instead.
Kill's a kill.
So this first nighttime for Night Stalker, how important is that in the current state of the game?
I would say, so in the beginning it was incredibly important. If you remember back then, it was like, oh, Night Stalker has his first night. We have to be worried, but
It's make or break.
yeah, but it's not so much anymore, because you have to understand, like, you're still really under-leveled, because almost every Night Stalker is a 4 position, right? So you're not going to accomplish as much as you think you are, as Afu's going to get messed with, but, I mean, Afu's a king.
And he's got the backup of the Bat Rider as well. This could be another death on
This
Baboka.
is definitely...
He's got nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah, this Bat Rider's having way too good of a time right now. Because they don't really know where they want to be going. Like, I think Q had to pressure this mid lane more. They were able to sort of do it. Remember, they got that kill on him, but then they alleviated some pressure, and he has to alternate between going mid and going top, and he's not really sure where to split his focus. And remember, he even showed up at bottom at one point.
Yeah.
But...
And they didn't get a kill there either.
Yeah.
Even though it was very close.
Despite the 1-3 lead in the first blood, it's still less than a 1,000 gold lead. So laning phase is still perfectly fine for IG. But I just felt like it could have gone a lot better.
And then you got the Bat Rider, who's starting to get quite fat. He's the one that determines tempo for LFI. There's the Legion Commander that can possibly do that on the side of IG, but I think that LFY is going to determine tempo, and therefore they are going to be in a little bit better spot in mid-game as well.
They're trying to make our predictions wrong. No, that's correct. I definitely didn't anticipate this Bat Rider doing as well as he did. I know a lot of people say like, oh, it's so obvious that Bat Rider would have owned, but it's like, I didn't know that.
I mean, he is just playing really well, let's just put it that way.
He is. He's playing the perfect amount of aggression. People are misplaying slightly. Is Q gonna get gone on? He's
almost down. One more hit. Oh, the Shrine is popped as well, and it's not enough to keep him alive. He's taking a lot of damage from OP though.
Oh, Shiver, as a mid laner, when my Shrine gets used without my permission.
I mean, he got his revenge, I think. I mean, he got that kill.
Was it revenge though?
He got the killing spree gold. That was a lot of money.
As a mid laner, when you get your Shrine stolen.
Look, he's very healthy. But yeah, it is very frustrating. I can imagine. It's a long cooldown too.
Yeah.
But like he got the killing spree. You know, it's a trade-off.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close, but I'll give it to you.
I mean, that's a really great going for OP there. He was already doing good on the last hits. He's basically owning super in that case. But it's going even better with that kill.
I mean, he's the main reason why this net worth hasn't snowballed considerably, right? Because of how well he is doing. But I mean, you still have 4 out of 6 players on LFY having very good games and burning up at top once again, just being pressured by this Bat Rider. This Bat Rider went double bracer, by the way. This guy...
Why? Why would you do... What's the reason?
I think he went the first bracer thinking he was going to go for the really common drums build. I don't know why he grabbed the second one. Maybe just to be a little bit more tanky. A lot of people go drums in a blink, but it's a heavy investment. That's 1,600 gold, right? That's the majority of your build-up, because you're already going to go something like Tranquils. But it looks like he just goes double bracer wand in a blink. If he went drums on top of this, like, he'd be really delayed from his blink dagger. Yeah. You'd be seeing his blink dagger around something like 15 minutes, and at that point, like you said, this Bat Rider needs to be the tempo setter of this game.
And he is still very rich, despite dying just now. Still doing quite good. Looking at the net worth, he is second for his team. There's Monet, who's farming as well. Cannot forget about this Terrorblade, who has just been having quite a bit of freedom. Sure, there was a Legion Commander and harassed him a bit, but still looking good.
Yeah. The scary thing is that the Legion is also getting pretty farmed. And Legion, if you just look at that.
Yeah, and OP came around as well. That's, I mean, I kind of jinxed it. That's a first duel as well. The Grave will lay the damage, so there won't be damage, but the kill will
Sunder.
Ooh, Sunder comes off. That might be enough to kill XXS, but the Burrow Strike is not enough to save XXS. It is enough to help get the kill, though. Super coming in with the haste rune as well, chasing down Q. Couple of hits needed, gets that kill as well. And they take 2. And no damage was given. That Grave made sure of that.
Yeah.
Gave time for the Sunder.
You play Legion ever?
I used to.
It's really frustrating when you don't get dual wins when you're hoping to. You can rationalize dying as long as you're getting dual wins.
Yeah. And especially, I guess, the first duel. You want to just at least get a kill with that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello! That's a level 4 Oracle that a Night Stalker at nighttime finds. There is really little hope for him right now.
No, he's gonna get out! No, he's not. He's so dead. He's so dead.
He is so dead.
The howl was good.
It was right before nighttime as well. Actually, was that darkness?
They want a return kill so badly. And Afu, he does have TP, but oh my!
Oh, this burst!
He's got it.
Yeah, that should be a kill. He can't run away fast enough. He has got phase boots, but it's not enough.
And mid tower gonna go down, and this mid tower is really important for LFY. They shouldn't lose this. You should rotate more heroes here.
They need the space to have super farmed up. And They are losing that map control a bit.
I will say, okay, so the reason why oftentimes you're going to take a hero like Medusa, if you think about it, heroes like Dusa, what they work really well against Shiva is they just sit mid and they don't ever have to move because you're always going to have full mana because of Mystic Snake. You'll almost always have full HP, and it's hard to gank you because of Mana Shield and Stone Gaze, right? So you want this hero to sit in this mid lane and not lose your tower. Because anytime somebody tries to push your tower, imagine you just Mystic Snake 3 people. They're just like, that was horrible.
Mission failed, and Sand King might also have his mission failed. Yep. Nighttime again.
Where was he going? Nobody knows.
He was there after they took the tower down. Because you said they needed to rotate more people to the mid lane to try and help defend that mid tier 1.
Yeah.
And they did rotate, but they just rotate very late, which meant that the top tier 1 tower also was free and they could take that one too. So
this time IG, you know, they're forcing a lot of reactive movement instead of proactive movement, and interestingly enough, we're gonna see a Rod of Atos first item on Inflame as
the Bad Rider.
Burning
oh my god! I was considering bringing that up, but I was like, no.
I thought about it because anytime you go double bracer,
there's no other. Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, but but at the same time, it's like, really. I guess his reasoning is that if he goes Blink immediately, he's always just going to get countered by LC.
I mean, he still had Blink in his quick buy for the longest time as well.
Yeah, that must have been like a game time decision for him. He's like, do I mean, it's interesting. I'd like to see Nahaz let me know how common this is, because from my experience, this is not very common at all.
I mean, that's very uncommon, I would imagine. So. But he has a complete tier 1 tower top drops as well, and in the meantime IG went for a smoke gank with 3 people and they didn't catch anything. They were able to secure that bottom tier 1 tower,
and mid
they're
though.
securing that right now. Burning is having a... Well,
everyone's fast.
Having a fine time because his team was right there.
Yeah. They make that rotation bottom. How many times have we seen that?
A lot.
Every single game, right?
It's very predictable.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, people are just getting better. When's the last time you saw that work? Remember the 2 games that we casted? Everyone just left.
Yep.
If you remember.
Same thing here.
The video sheaves.
Video, oh, terribly. There's a lasso trying to save Monet, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. OP is taking a lot of damage, but he is also life draining at the same time. In comes the Stone Gaze, super in it.
He's got a lot of people hitting him.
That forward's not needed though. They get the kill. Q, can he get out? He has a burst strike available, but it's not going to happen. Drops as well, 3 for 0.
The Atos Bad Rider.
It's working out. And Monet, it started all with him getting ganked, but he's fine.
Inflame has 1500 health. He is 4-1-4. He is... This is the weirdest thing, and it's so cool, and I love it. I'm so glad that I was wrong about it. It's so cool to see different builds.
In the perfect place too. They can just instantly take the tower without putting themselves at further risk and back off before everybody's back.
Yeah, and because the lane was shoved in, no problem.
No problem.
Bottom lane gonna get shoved in, and the best part about this is that this Bat Rider can farm a little bit at bottom because you know that a lot of people are gonna rotate top just in case because you lost that tier 2 tower. So no other pressure is happening around that map, which is why Afu is just willy-nilly just farming mid. Doesn't care, not a care in the world. No issues at all. Super gonna pick up some of these ancient stacks for himself.
There's a lot of people close by. They see it. They have the ward. That would have been scary if they still went for him.
Yeah, they would get A-toast.
They would get A-toast and then some. And the whole team was there. They do smoke up though, and they are unspotted as they move through some of the wards, one of the wards of LFY.
They're gonna run into a lot of dudes though.
There's a Stone Gaze up as well, but he doesn't get it off in time. Bad Rider, can he do something here? Nope, not to save his teammate, and he also is in trouble. This time the Athos, barely enough, and the Oracle actually helping him out. Nice, teleporting out in flame. He's fine.
Oh, up at top though.
That was Sand King. That was not fine. And that was not just a duel between DDC and Q, but we also had the Bat Rider. Sorry, the Night Stalker, that's the name.
I didn't catch that one.
Me neither.
I was focused on one fight. We should be splitting our attention.
No, because then people are getting confused.
No, Shiver, we gotta give our audience more credit.
I would get confused.
Would you? Like a Big Bang Theory viewer or something?
If you would all of a sudden start talking about the dazzle and I'm already focused on one fight, I would get confused. It's like, there's no dazzle in this.
There's no dazzle in this game.
No, but that was a nice pickup as well. He knew that everybody else was fighting the Medusa at that point, so they could take down the Sand King, who was by himself in the top lane.
Yeah. They needed to make a play like that too. They took out all the tier 1s. You want to make a play like that, but at the same time, it doesn't lead into too much. Like, you're hoping, usually when you make a play like that, for example, when LFY did it, they made the move at the top, the lane was shoved in, they immediately transitioned it into something.
Yeah.
And that's why I always advocate for pushing in the lanes, just because once you shove in the lanes, you can do something off of that. Now they're in a position where LFI, you know, they didn't lose too much, they reset things a little bit. They can go for this kill on burning, maybe transition it into something, take that mid tower, ideally. Give him the Atos.
Yep, there it is. We talked about how we thought that LFY was low on all the Sables thing.
Nah,
how
not
are you
with
gonna
this.
catch the Lycan? It's just that simple. Just buy an Athos.
Yeah, buy an Atos.
Easy.
I would have liked to see them like immediately cut into mid with that kill.
Yeah, go
But,
for the tower.
Yeah, but I guess they were afraid of the Legion, and it's actually going to be IG now that smokes up, going to make their way through. They know this TP is definitely a fake, as the smoke pops, they're going to get spotted. And if you look at Monet right now, he's being followed around by wolves. That's where they're trying to cut their way up to. But
yeah,
man,
the smoke broke at the wrong time.
yeah,
They had
they're
to take a long route.
but they're still going to go for Roshan. I thought this was going to be their play initially when they made the smoke play into the Medusa, but they had used their ghosts before that point.
This is something that LFY, they've got no clue that this is happening.
Yeah, because it's unexpected. Normally, when you smoke into that, you don't just like double back into the Roshan. But I don't know how much this Aegis impacts things. Although burning is a lot more farm than I thought he was.
Yeah, he's top of the net worth. He's
Yeah.
fine.
He, despite how poorly his lane went, and the fact that he actually just got ganked, like he died not even 20 seconds ago. This game's crazy. The fact that he died a bunch. This
He
TV
also
only
went
dies
for,
once.
went
Oh,
for
up at
Midas,
top.
so. Oh, that's gonna be
That is
rough.
fast.
He got the Yules up, but it's not enough. He gave him the Rod of Athos too.
Every time he uses it, I'm so happy. Aren't you?
That's a really good gank, but what was he doing there by himself?
And he was trying to shove in the lane. He thought that there's a little bit more time. Usually when you grab an Aegis, it resets the map and it makes the enemy team a little bit more afraid, but
Not LFY.
yeah, especially since you notice that a lot of IG heroes are showing. If you show 3 heroes in 3 separate lanes, you're greedy. But as I say that,
Jewel on this Night Stalker. He might be tanky, but he's he's tanky enough not to give the Jewel damage, but he still dies.
sad life. Is it really a win if you don't get the D?
Jewel.
What?
I don't want to comment on that.
I was gonna say the DPS, and my voice just kind of trailed off. If you really must know,
I'm sure it did.
I'm not even kidding. No one's gonna believe me, but that's
Nope.
actually what was meant to happen.
Alright. I will give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Thank you. Nobody else will, but I assure you.
Right,
Because
you have to-
I noticed something else happening, and so my mind just, wish it didn't do that.
Your mind just trailed off. It already was somewhere else.
Yeah.
I know how that is. So with the Necronomicon on the Lycan, the vision of LFY is actually really reduced. They still got 1 ward up. Actually, they have also got a very deep ward up still. They got 2 wards up then. Pretty deep.
Yeah.
But
those
it's,
are
they're-
those are gonna
they're-
be hard to find.
No, the middle one should be easy to find.
If you look.
Ooh, Lycan against a lasso. There's still an Athos available as well if you want to keep him stuck there, and he does. Still very fast after that though, and it's not enough to kill because in the meantime the rest of the team.
Oh, they're still gonna get the stun.
Yep.
Super, you are
in a
so
lot
dead.
of trouble. There's a jewel available as well. There's no more mana for the mana shield, and that is a jewel. 14 damage extra for a success. Batrider
Finally.
managed to get out, but yeah, he was not the main target there. Really good kill for IG.
XXS finds success, but they're gonna get counter push mid, and this is a push that almost immediately fails as XSS just. I mean, this is why predicted the Legion. As I say that though,
He went in without his team,
What?
and he's paying for that real bad. Bro Strike coming in Might be able to get the Night Stalker, but he gets Grave, so he might be fine as well. DDC gets him an extra heal, and
Afu's just
Afu is
gone.
out.
They want to grab at least somebody here, and Monet is going to be the target.
Yeah, looking for that Burrow Strike, but the silences first. There was a little bit of indecisiveness from the Sand King. He's gonna pay for that. The Sunder coming out as well from Monet, and the Grave as well. Is he able to do the damage to take some kills? He is burning down. There's also an Oracle that drops. Ooh, that indecisiveness from Q really cost him. He was having the Burrow Strike up, right? He blinked in and was like, who am I going for? He's not over yet. He's dead
Oh
still.
no, now everyone's just dying.
Yeah,
Bodies are hitting the floor, and that was just IG being really sloppy. Like you said, the LC pushes forward, the rest of his team just simply isn't ready. LFY calls his bluff. They said, okay, we'll kill you really quickly. Like, I'm not sure why you're all the way up here.
Yeah.
And then IG just kind of got picked apart one by one, and Dazzle just, so far, whenever I see this hero, it's been the hero of the tournament. If you watch the OG series yesterday against DC, it was like Fly would be at 2,000 range away. This DP has 100 health, and he still managed to like walk his way across during the Yule's timing. Gets the Grave off. Like Grave lately has just been turning so many different fights.
That Terrorblade was saved by the Grave, and then the Sunder, and there was already Grave because he maxed out Grave first.
Yeah.
Or first before Poison Touch, regardless. It already saved the Night Stalker a couple of seconds before that as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of Dazzle that you want to play. If you notice too, the way that he moves around the map, he always follows his Terrorblade. He doesn't go to push out waves with his Shadow Wave like a lot of people do. What instead he does is he sits behind this Terrorblade, make sure that he's within distance so that he can always get that Grave off. So whatever gank attempt happens, you know, it just goes null. At the very least, Legion doesn't take damage or get damage.
The ultimate position 5.
It's not a fun role, but somebody's got to do it. And DDC is, I mean, he's been known for this kind of selfless play for quite some time.
I mean, it's working. Winning, as long as you win, everything that you play feels good, right? There was some saying that a PPD had about that, but I forgot what it.
But if you're,
it sounded really clever.
I mean, if you're like a 70-minute Skywrath mage and you lose the game, imagine you're playing Oracle in this game. Like, look at this guy. He's gonna go down mid again.
Is he though?
Oh.
Is he though? There is some help as well. The Burrow Strike and the duel.
There's
This
the duel.
Night Stalker graved, so that will be no damage for this Legion commander. Afu is not. Oh, he's able to fly across the cliff. He still dies though. XSS manages to clip them and kill it. Not over just yet. He does get the Rod of Aethos off, but the blink actually disjointed. It's like you can just disjoint it with a blink. It's a very fast cast.
Aethos flying everywhere, but
It's a great item. It definitely has paid off, the Aethos.
I wish there was like a way that I could measure that. In terms of feel, I guess it's been pretty great. It's been annoying at the very least.
Isn't
And who
that
am I
the
to
whole
question
point
Inflame? Yeah,
at
it's
being annoying in a Dota game?
it's like he forces one ability. He has to he has to fortune send himself, and then he's got to false promise somebody else. Like it's if he wastes one thing or another, he's got the other up. I mean, so far it's been pretty effective. Like I love seeing cool builds like this. As
Look
he
at
just
that!
roots somebody else, but then look at that. He just gets
He
press the
forces
attack.
out the press to attack.
I feel like the item in the beginning was very useful. I will give credit there, but I feel now that you're gonna 5-man and you've got all these abilities to take it off.
But you gotta bait some of them out.
I mean, he's like playing some like weird juggling trick where he gets like 4 abilities lifted off of him at once, but it doesn't seem to be enough because he's the only real disable on his team. Because if you look at it, Night Stalker is considered more of a soft disable, right? Because Void is a stun, but it's
one
more
more
of a
tree!
slow.
You're gonna find it! Oh, no, he blinks over! Gets the Night Stalker! There's no save this time.
You think they know he's down there?
Yeah, they know. They know,
Oh,
they know
they're so
now.
good.
And the Burrow Strike is not gonna be in time.
They had Yules though, but he was just a little bit too far. They should have trusted XSS.
Yeah. He was going for it. One more tree, he would have had him. But
Yeah,
Night Stalker showed up
it
in
felt like he knew the entire time, and then he saw the Night Stalker, and he's like, well, I'll get the for sure kill first.
time. Yeah, let's get that guy.
But he checks anyways at bottom.
Yeah. Nice kills. IG, I mean, so far this game feels very even. At some point I thought LFY was definitely ahead.
Oh, up at top.
Where's the
This
lasso?
Oracle-
Why is he? Oh, he was trying to ward.
Yeah, he's trying to
probably.
ward by himself in the day. But everyone's alive. He's not going to place anything, just goes down for free. Gotta be more careful than that.
Yeah, that was a scary position to be at. as a
Burning has
support.
the greediest build.
Yeah, he's got 3k gold. He lives there too, so
He.
lucky him.
This
I
is
mean, he
some-
was surrounded by 5.
This is like one of the weirder Lycan builds I've seen. Like this game alone is just giving me a weird theorycraft headache. Like this is everything makes sense. If you look at Burning's item build, everything makes sense in theory, right? You've got Necro first, very common, works very well against Medusa and Terrorblade, for that matter. Oh, and hold that thought.
Getting harassed, we'll be fine. The rest of LFY backing off, realizing that there's more of IG than just the Sand King.
Yeah, but and then he's got the Maelstrom, which you very rarely, if ever, see
On a
on
Lycan,
Lycan.
yeah.
But because he's playing against a Terrorblade, it's almost like he's just itemizing per hero, which is really smart. And he's deviating really far from the norm. It's a veteran player. Just make adjustments based on what you're against.
So LFY is ahead in gold a little bit, but do you feel like they're ahead in the game overall? Because it feels like we're reaching this point where it's perhaps a bit of a stalemate, where both teams just try to get a bit of the advantage. For example, Roshan next time, I think, is going to be a really important factor. But do you feel someone is clearly ahead?
I would say that. I would say that IG might be a little bit ahead considering the pace of the game. Like I think I like their lineup a little, like a tad more. It really just depends on who gets the jump and how they get the jump. Because for IG, if they can kill this Dazzle really fast, then the fight is really difficult for LFY.
Yeah.
Whereas
But
it's
this
the same
Dazzle
thing for
positioning
LFY.
is really good.
Yeah.
He's not died yet a single time this game.
DDC is insane. Like, this guy's a beast. He never gets talked about because, I mean, he's not one of those flashy players, but
Yeah. Oh.
just consistent as IG. They heard me. They want the jump.
They do, and they get the jewel off. It is the Medusa, and he does get graved. He lives for the moment, and the Legion Commander, he's
Even
the one
wins
to
the
die.
duel?
Yep, he won the duel. It's not going to last for long. He is going to die in the end, but it's IG that lost more so far. Burning, can he get some heroes here? He's chasing down the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is very
Oh,
speedy.
and this is
It's
so
nighttime.
fast. Look at Monet.
Yeah, we're looking at, well, that's it. Monet is just a beast. That's only Lycan left alive.
Yeah, he's going to try to... He has been chasing this Night Stalker across the map, and somehow NS
Hey,
is...
it's the Run of Athos!
It's the Rod of Athos.
I mean, that's gonna be five people dead.
Okay, that was
Like
like the weirdest fight.
They threw everything on the Medusa.
And then the grave just happened. And we talked about it, how badly you need to lock down this Dazzle, or this fight was a wash. It took them so long. It's a Medusa with Mana Shield. On top of that, she's got a wand, a Blade Mail. You've got Grave on top of her.
Yep.
Even if you kill her at that point, the Terrorblade just stood in that ridge while people walked by him. It looked like an Element TD defense game where he just like hits everyone, and
Everybody comes past.
yeah, everyone just passes through him and he just 3-shots everyone. I was like, you need to do something about this. And
He's got a lot of damage too.
Sand King gonna
Ooh.
TP in.
Yeah, not just him. Around that Fu, you're getting chased down. Ooh, he wanted to duel that, but Afu was already across the cliff.
Yeah.
So the tier 1 tower lives. They do take the tier 2 middle. Do you feel like that's enough? I mean, they got a 5-man wipe, which is great. You feel like they got enough at the back of that fight?
That was okay.
Yeah.
You got a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when you get single pickoffs and it doesn't lead to anything, it's a little bit frustrating, but when you wipe an entire team, that feels quite good.
And you got plus 14 damage on your Medusa.
Yeah, that's a talent.
That is a talent.
That's a free talent that he just got.
Easy. And he made it look easy too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all that, like you said, all that was there is just DDC.
Oh, this Aegis is going to be brutal for IG. I mean, we saw how difficult it was for them to kill anybody in the first place. If they grab this Aegis, they can probably just march down. The key, though, is, again, what they should have learned from the previous fights is if this Dazzle does not go down, then no matter who you initiate, it's a rough fight.
4-0-9. Casual Dazzle. In the enemy jungle, just, you know, taking a stroll.
He is the real MVP so far for me. Just doesn't get caught anywhere. Manages to get the Grave off at the last second. Debates
Positioning
the
on
enemy
point.
team. Like, what are you supposed to do when this Dazzle just sits really far back, waits, plays behind his TB at all times? Nobody's going for him. They keep dueling one of the cores thinking that they can blow somebody up, but that's exactly what Dazzle's amazing against.
Alright, so talk to me about Oracle, because isn't Oracle supposed to do the exact same thing? Why is it not working for IG?
I guess the main reason is because you still need to win the fight, and oftentimes Boca is just kind of running away because his team's getting overran by this TB. He doesn't really have the same kind of potential, right? Because Dazzle's got this weave ability, he can keep healing people, whereas this Oracle is made save one guy. Be really annoying, save one guy, and try to stop the Bat Rider from doing anything. And even if you stop the Bat Rider from doing anything, you know, the back can still Firefly, sticky napalm people, walk around. He's just incredibly annoying to play against.
Yeah, there's no way, Q. There's a gem on DDC as well. There was a gem on DDC, he gave it to the Bat Rider instead.
There's so much physical damage on IG that he can negate. The Lycan doesn't do a whole lot. The Legion Commander on top of that. Like, the only magic damage that you're really annoyed about is the Sand King Epicenter. But he hasn't had the opportunity to get those off, especially with the Bat Rider in the game.
Yeah, he has died 7 times so far. It's a shame too, because Boca, everybody knows Boca because he's like the playmaker, you know? He's supposed to be the one to set the tempo for the game as a position 4, but he's not able to do that in this game because obviously he's not playing the position 4. It's kind of the Sand King that takes that role, but it's a shame.
Yep.
For IG for sure.
And his purpose in the game is really limited. This is a 076 Oracle, and that's why we were talking about one of the limitations of this hero, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's good against Bat Rider, but at the same time, like...
That's about it. That's not the hero you should be worried about, mostly.
The good news, though, for IG, not to doomsday a little bit too hard, is even though LFI is up 10k, I would say that IG, they still have the ability, they've got a double jump, they've got a silence. They just so desperately, they really, really, really need to take care of this Dazzle. I can't stress this enough. If
they jump the Dazzle, the rest of LFI is trying to run away, they actually got the potential to chase.
Yeah.
As soon as LFY starts running away from them, yeah, you got the Stone Gaze, but we already saw that earlier, they can still catch up on the Stone Gaze.
You can kill the Dazzle in that time period.
Yeah.
You kill the Dazzle, you sack one hero maybe, but the rest of the fight, as long as you have your Sand King alive, you can win that fight.
Okay, so it's definitely not over yet for IG, definitely not lost yet.
Yeah, because the Legion is still very good against the Terrorblade as well. Because you can clear all his illusions with just one blow. Overwhelming odds them away.
Well, LFY really want to try and make things happen here. They want to perhaps use the Aegis that they have, although Terrorblade is not in this smoke gang. Terrorblade is pushing bottom. They grab someone, they grab Burning again. This Lycan having a rough time. Might be rich, but he's not able to do anything with his gold if he just is forced to run away. This time Boca in time to try and save him, but he's still getting chased down. And the Shrine, he's trying to reach forward, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah.
And maybe this is what signals LFY to go for a push. As Monet
buyback.
Buys a full Scotty. It's 34 minutes in. He's got a BKB Scotty Manta Diffusal. That's quite unbelievable.
He's going to push that bottom lane in as well.
Yeah, so much for Burning's Maelstrom build.
Yeah, Lincoln's pop, super. Getting burrowed. Monet chasing down OP. Casually. Coming to join his team in the mid lane, pushing on that tier 3. The fortification is used as well, so if IG wants to try and do something here, they gotta do it soon. There is a buyback available, but it's not gonna save Oracle anymore, because I mean he was in the wrong position. That was just a little bit too close for comfort there, because Monet does really hurt at this point.
Yeah.
They're opting not to buy back the Lycan, so they're just waiting for a different fight to take, but it's gonna be a fight that they're taking maybe on top lane, because this bottom rack's dying. Bro Strike, slowing them down. Now in comes the DP ult. Gotta be careful there. Fuel's up in the air for OP. He has to run. He has to run real fast. It's not gonna happen. He drops as well. He does not have buyback. This could be it for IG. Lycan is back in this fight. And it's gonna be a Lycan by himself because XSS dropped as well. GG is called and LFY. Couple of fights? No, that one fight.
Yeah. I mean, you can say what you will. IG might have played this maybe not to perfection, but at the same time, LFI played this so well. The way that they protected their cores, this Terrorblade, pretty much had a free game. Shout out to Inflame as well. Inflame and DDC went insane this game. Afu created just enough space, and in terms of just button clicking, Inflame and DDC did such a good job.
MVPs for sure. Hopefully you got them on your fantasy team. Otherwise,
did they score a lot of points?
I would imagine so. I
hope
cannot
so.
see until I click continue, and we are gonna click continue in a bit. First, we're gonna say goodbye to you guys. We'll be right back with game number 2 between LFY and IG. Stay tuned.